Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you are all having a great day. Today we go to Las Vegas in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series. And on the Xfinity side we had Zane Smith in the car for us today. And he had a decent qualifying effort down there in P11, but I can definitely say that he had a much faster car than where he qualified in this race, as he would actually be able to quickly be able to move his way up throughout the field now as he came through down the back straight over there on the inside of Ty Dillon. But now as we came past the midway point, closing in towards the end of this race, he had moved up to P4, now making a move for third and second over Tyler Reddick there as he exited the turn 4 as he went down the front straightaway, and he would close in right on the back of Daniel Hemrick as he came to the final lap now through turns 3 and turns 4, making a move on the outside of Daniel Hemrick to take the lead as they came out of turn 4 heading down the front straightaway for the final time here in Las Vegas. Zane Smith would come through to get his first Xfinity Series win here for our team in our career mode. So great result for Smith, and that puts us inside of the playoffs now. I believe we won Las Vegas last season as well, so we've had a great performance at this racetrack now. So hopefully this builds up some confidence for the Cup Series side. Obviously last time at Vegas in the Cup Series we won, obviously over a photo finish with Brad Keselowski. So hopefully we can have the same type of speed today in the number 48 car now as we jump straight into qualifying as we were coming through turns 3 and turn 4. The car felt alright. It felt a little bit tight there as we came out of turn 4 now close to the wall heading down the front straightaway, coming through into the trial where we would cross the line to go P10 with a 30.771. So a solid qualifying effort. So let's get straight into the action here in Las Vegas.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series makes its first stop in Las Vegas for the running of the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. Vegas has grown so much in popularity that NASCAR doubled down and added a second race in 2018. Today, the field is stacked with NASCAR drivers seeking to get on a roll. In 2017, eventual Cup champion Martin Truex Jr. picked up his first win of the year here, also becoming the first driver ever to win all 3 stages in a single race. Will he hit the trifecta again today? Let's head on down to the track. We're just about ready to get underway on PRN.
Alright, we're ready to go green here at Las Vegas. We got Reed Sorensen starting at the back after an unapproved body modification during qualifying, and that is your only note coming into this race as we have Kevin Harvick on the pole. Martin Truex Jr. joins them on the front row now as we're ready to go green here in Las Vegas, and the green flag is that we are underway on the outside there of the 14 of Clint Bowyer behind Larson and Ryan Blaney there as we cross the line to start this first lap here in Las Vegas as we head down towards turns 1. Kyle Busch has won the first 2 races of the season. He's won the last 3 races in our career mode, obviously going back to last season at Miami. He won the 500 and then he won last episode in Atlanta. Now he's already up to P2, trying to get the first 3 wins on the season now as we head down the back straightaway side by side with the 21 of Paul Menard there as we go down into turn 3. Using that outside, Las Vegas is another track you can use the top, but not if you hit the wall like that there as we come through turn 3 and turn 4. Thankfully, no damage done to the car. A little bit of cosmetic damage, but that's obviously not an issue. But we dropped to P13 on this opening lap now as we head down into turns 1 on the outside of our teammate of Alex Bowman, piloting the number 88 car as Kyle Busch takes over the lead already from Kevin Harvick here in Las Vegas. So Kyle Busch looking very strong as we go down the back straightaway with a big run on the back of Ryan Blaney as we went down towards turns 3. We would check up just behind him there and actually briefly touch the wall again, but as we came through in turns 1 on lap 3 now, Blaney making a bit of a mistake. We fly right on past him as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. Now looking to the outside of McMurray and to the back bumper there of Paul Menard in the number 21. And I was certainly feeling pretty comfortable up top here by the wall as long as I keep it out of the wall. Obviously, we don't want to be doing that anymore. We've already hit it a couple times in these first few laps. So we would get up to P11 behind Alex Bowman now as we came through on lap 10 now in the first stage. Looking to the outside of Bowman as we went down towards turns 1 and turns 2, trying to continuously make this outside lane work. Kyle Larson sitting second now behind the leader of Kyle Busch as we exit turn 2 side by side with our teammate of Alex Bowman. We would clear him down the back straightaway and take over P10, and as we came through just a few laps later now in lap 12 we had run down Kurt Busch and the 22 of Joey Logano. As Kurt Busch gets into the wall, we look to the inside of him down the straightaway and we would pass Kurt Busch for that 9th position, but unfortunately that was really as far as I would be able to get for the rest of this first stage, as the next 7 or so laps we were just kind of stuck behind the 22 of Joey Logano now as we come to just 2 to go on the stage, approaching the white flag here in stage 1, coming through turns 3 and turns 4, trying to close in on the back of Logano. And I started finding a rhythm here, running the top in turns 1 and 2 was working, and then running the bottom in turns 3 and turn 4 seemed to be working better than running the top in turns 3 and turns 4. Now as we start this final lap here in stage 1, up on the top once again through turns 1 and turns 2, trying to build up as much momentum as I can as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway, closing in pretty quickly on the back of the 22 of Logano. He's protecting the bottom, so I'm not sure if the bottom's going to necessarily work, but we go in the middle lane here as we come through turn 3, and now get to the bottom as we come through turns 3 and turn 4 for the final time in the stage on the back of Logano. Now as we have some momentum, we look to his inside as we come through the tribal side by side at the line, but Logano edges us out for P8 in the first stage. So a great result here, I guess, for Joey Logano. Myself up in P9, Chase Elliott 10th, as Kyle Busch actually fell back to 5th, and Kyle Larson won the first stage. So a great result for the 42 car of Larson, as we would come to pit road for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires and come out in P9 exactly where we came in. And I will mention that the car didn't quite feel as strong as it did when we won here last time at Vegas, and it usually seems that we actually do better at the playoff Las Vegas race for some reason. Now as we start the second stage here, as Kyle Larson leads the way down towards turns 1 on the outside, he has Kevin Harvick, as we have our teammate of Elliott behind us, or Bowman behind us. Now as we get onto the apron though through turns 2, and spinning we go there now as we come back into traffic, getting hit by David Reagan, Daniel Suarez, Paul Menard, and other cars there, as thankfully we get very lucky and only pick up 2 seconds of damage from that incident. So very minor damage that we would come to pit road right away, obviously, to repair this car. So this is going to be a bit of a setback for us now, but thankfully we get a big break and we're still in it here in Las Vegas. So a big hit for us. That was a mistake that I made, that usually I haven't hit the apron on a restart in quite some time, so just an error on my part, but thankfully we catch a break and we're still in this race now as green flag is back out. So I wasn't too concerned. Obviously we still have 14 laps in this second stage, so I'm just trying to get in line behind Deegan and try to get up to the top here now as we go down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Larson continues to lead the way now as we get towards the back bumper of Haley Deegan as we go down the back straightaway, not wanting to be on the bottom because it's going to be so many slow cars down there that I feel like our pace is just going to be held up. So obviously I jump up to the top now as we go through turns 3 and turns 4 and immediately just start passing cars. Deegan, Ryan Truex now looking to the outside of Ross Chastain as we head down the front straightaway. And jumping to the top obviously just allows me to just slice through the field really quickly now as we hit 13 to go in the second stage, now up to P34 as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, now closing in on the outside of Joey Gase, getting past him, now going to get stuck in behind though the 55 of Sorensen and the 51 of Cody Ware, almost going in between them as we went down towards turns 3, so that would be a little bit of a upset there holding us back, but thankfully we would continue moving forward now as we came to 9 to go on the outside of Austin Dillon there in a 3 wide with him and Hamlin for a moment. Now as we're up to 22nd, now there's trouble up ahead, and it's someone going sideways. Couldn't tell quite who it was, but whoever it was does hang on to the car now as we go 3 wide up the middle between Austin Dillon and Bubba Wallace. 2 legendary numbers there as we go down into turn 3 on the outside of Hamlin at this point. So someone up there lost control of the car, made a big save, but we would now move up to P17 as we came to lap 11, approaching 6 to go now in the stage behind David Reagan. So continuing to move forwards with the little time that we have left in this second stage, not looking like we're going to get stage points obviously as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. At this point Eric Almirola was just behind me there, but we would continue to just push on now as we came to the white flag in the stage. Unfortunately we didn't gain anything. We were still in P16 as we went down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Now Jamie McMurray sitting up there in the 15th position as we come through on the exit of turn 2 for the final time here in stage 2, heading down the back straightaway. So it's McMurray, Kurt Busch there just up ahead, Clint Boyer leading ahead of that blue car of Alex Bowman. Boyer might have been the car that actually lost control earlier and saved it now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time here in stage 2. We have at least regrouped to P16 now as we head down through the front straightaway. We would come through to get P16 in the second stage. So a half decent result considering we hit the apron and spun out, and thankfully we're still in this fight now as Kevin Harvick wins stage 2, so he picks up a playoff point there as Kyle Busch gets P4. Ryan Newman having a good result in P3 right now as we would pit for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and unfortunately we lose 21 positions and we're put straight back to the back of the field in P37, but thankfully we have more time in this final stage that will allow me to get up there hopefully now as the green flag is back out and the final stage is underway here in Las Vegas. Certainly ever since we hit the apron, or since we started stage 2, things have not gone the way we would like, but we still have 25 laps to go, and this gives me time to hopefully get up towards the top 10. Hopefully we can at least regroup and rebound and get a decent finishing result now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, looking to the inside of the 55 of Sorensen and now the 8 of Hemrick as we head down the back straightaway. Just being careful as we go down towards turn 3, not wanting to hit the apron, of course, now hoping that I can find a slot, though, to get up to the top now as we come through turn 3 and turn 4 on the back bumper. Ryan Priest giving him a little bit of a shot to the bumper as we head down the straightaway. Now a chance to jump up to the top in front of Corey LaJoie, and obviously I'm going to hop on that opportunity as we go to the outside of Priest as we head down towards turns 1. Kevin Harvick leads over second place of Ryan Newman. In third place sits Eric Jones right now as we exit turns 2, heading down the back straightaway now on 3 wide there with the 34 of McDowell and the 47 of Priest in the middle. We've been in the middle of a 3 wide a few times already in this race and doing it again, thankfully, without crashing there as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. Now up inside the top 30 as we came out of turn 4, and we would continue moving forward now on the exit of turn 4 on lap 45, passing to Benedetto in a 3 wide with Menard and moving into the top 25, and we would continue now to lap 52 up into the top 20, looking to the outside of William Byron as we came through turns 1 and turns 2. Now as we close in on the back of Stenhouse, heading down the back straightaway, a big run on Stenhouse, and we're going to look to the inside of him as we head down towards turns 3, trying to also get to the inside of Daniel Suarez as we come through the center of turns 3 and turns 4. And we would get the edge on Suarez there as we exit the corner. So we would clear Daniel Suarez and set our sights now on Kurt Busch as we came through on lap 53 now to the back bumper of the number 1 of Kurt Busch now as we cross the line to hit lap 54, looking to the inside of Kurt. A big run as we head down towards turns 1. Only 14 laps remain at this point. Now as there's trouble up ahead, Keselowski goes harder than the wall, collecting many other cars. A big crash here as we come through turns 2. Keselowski, Newman, Larson, Bowman, Truex, others included there in that incident. Our teammate Chase Elliott in it there as we plow into the back of Bowman as our AI certainly doesn't know how to move out of the way. Thankfully, that damage does not count to our car, so we do not have to pit now as the green flag returns. But a big incident there as Keselowski blew a tire or something. He hit the outside wall and then just kind of ricocheted back into traffic. Many other cars not really able to avoid. Logano, he was also involved if I missed him there as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. This left only 11 laps to go, but thankfully for me, this brings me back into this big group of cars here as we head down the back straightaway. And we've certainly had a few interesting wrecks to start this season. In the Daytona 500, Kurt Busch wrecked in front of the field. He was leading the Daytona 500. He wrecked right in front of us. Thankfully, we did get hit by Kurt Busch, but we still missed the big blunt of the crash. And obviously now in Atlanta, we had a pretty large crash with Martin Truex Jr. spinning out right in front of me. And then today here in Las Vegas, another fairly large crash there with Keselowski causing that one now as we come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway on the outside of Jamie McMurray as we went down into the 12th position. Now going 3 wide there with the 88 of the Bowman and the 22 of Joey Logano there. An ambitious move, and unfortunately it doesn't quite pay off there as we come out of turn 4. But we would pass Joey Logano for P11 and get inside the top 10, passing Bowman now as we came through turn 3 on lap 59. Looking now to the inside of Truex, taking over P9 as we sat behind Elliott. We would get past Kyle Busch as he was up on the top, and we would pass Clint Boyer as well and move up to P7 here on the 62nd lap. Just 5 to go once we cross the line. And at this point, Eric Jones was leading the way. We would come through to actually gain another few spots and move up to P5 as we had passed Kyle Larson. And now as we went down towards turns 1, just 2 laps remain at this point here in Vegas. Now as Truex behind me is going to look to my inside as we come through the center of the corner, catching me a bit off guard there as I just left enough room for him. Now as we go down the back straightaway side by side with a lap and a half to go here in Las Vegas, Elliott sits P4, Harvick 3rd. In second place, we have Ryan Blaney as Eric Jones tries to get win number 1 on the season. Joe Gibbs Racing has won every race here this season, and they try to do it again now in Vegas as we come through the trial. The white flag is in the air. Truex clear. Now Busch looks to my inside as we come through down towards turns 1 side by side with the number 18 of Kyle Busch as we come through the center of turns 1 and turns 2 for the final time here in Las Vegas. Not the speed that we quite had last time at this track, and obviously not going to be a win now as we head down the back straightaway for the final time down through turns 3 and turns 4. Eric Jones came up short of a championship last season at Miami. Now he comes through though out of turn 4. Eric Jones is going to punch his ticket into the playoffs with a win here today in Las Vegas, and we would come through to finish in the 7th position. So nothing to be too disappointed with. I was at least fairly content with a 7th place finish here in Las Vegas. So not disappointed, but hopefully next time around in ISM Raceway, maybe we can have a bit better of a finish. Obviously, ISM, pretty tough to run well there, so we'll see how that one goes. But pretty entertaining race to say the least. Not as quite as good, I think, as last time at Las Vegas. That was a really good race, but certainly Keselowski igniting that big crash, not what you expected to see, as Alex Bowman doesn't look very happy with us. Obviously, a Hendrick Motorsports teammate, and same as Joey Logano, not very happy either. Don't remember quite what happened with the 22 of Logano. I know we gave Alex Bowman a few bumps here and there just trying to help him, but certainly I guess he did not appreciate that. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. In the next one, we go to ISM Raceway once again for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. Trucks do return, I believe, at Martinsville or something. But there is the playoff grid there. After 3 races, Joe Gibbs Racing has won every race this season, as Bubba Wallace currently holds on to the last playoff spot. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.